Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of Proprietary Price, Pattern, and Time methodology. Learn the key PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, into the analysis portion of this video we go. Markets are trading near their highs of the day. As I've been telling you guys for the last few days, even though I think we're close to a bigger move down, we still have some upside to go. The S&P should hit its all-time highs by Thursday. Remember, Friday is a holiday, so the markets are going to be closed. Therefore, expect very, very light volume the rest of today, tomorrow, and on Thursday, and that should help propel the S&P 500 to new all-time highs. Once that's hit, it's all off the table. At any point after that, we could see the beginnings of a down move. I still think there's a chance the Dow could get to 15,000 first, but again, that's only about 450 points right now, which equals about 2 to 3% on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It's not really that big of a move overall. All right, overall today, again, the markets, as you can see, are trading up here. I have a resistance point right here. Notice the sloping blue trend line. That comes from a connector of the highs here. You take the 52-week high on the SPY, connected to the high yesterday on the gap up. That gives us that third point. I do think the market probably stalls there and does not get through that point into the end of the day. I do think it's hit, and it could be a good little afternoon shorting opportunity. But nonetheless, I don't think the markets are going to pull back that much at this stage of the game. I mean, there's just not enough volume in this market to be a good pullback candidate at that point. All right, couple good trades on the day. Beautiful intraday action in the Intra Day Stock Chat. Remember, there's a 7-day free trial for that. Couple stocks I want to go over here. Number one, Apple showing a little bit of weakness today, down 66 cents. Although you actually have a decent little bullish pattern here on Apple. I don't love it, but it is a bullish pattern overall. Trading underneath or just underneath, you have the 20 MA protecting it. Any close below that would negate it. The only thing I don't like about this chart is that the markets have been moving up a little bit here, hitting all the highs of the day, and Apple's still consolidating. So you should have expected to see Apple push up with the market pushing up. It hasn't done that. In addition, you actually have a larger macro bearish pattern here, which, again, any sort of break of the 20 yields a down move on that chart. So, again, overall, I think it's more of a neutral wait and see, but it actually could have a favoring. Even though the micro pattern's bullish, the macro is actually bearish on Apple here. You can see on the daily chart, Apple has gotten above the 50 MA. This is the one stock I've been bullish on since it hit $420, and sure enough, it's been a great winner for members here at InTheMoneyStocks.com, just a tremendous winner. I do think there is still more upside overall on Apple, possibly a move to about the 485 level. 485 should be significant resistance. I do think that it has a good chance, even with the it's micro bullish intraday, macro bearish intraday, but we're now talking on a daily basis. Over the next week or two, I do think Apple probably pushes up into that 485-ish area. All right, couple other stocks to look at here. JP Morgan Chase, even with the market up today, JPM having a lot of trouble getting any sort of bid. This should be looked at as a leading indicator. So again, as soon as you see, and again, the negative divergences are everywhere on JPM, on the financials overall. Goldman Sachs, same thing. But anytime you look at some sort of major financial indicator like this, and you see a negative divergence, you should be noting that, again, it tells us that next week or the following week we should start to see some pretty significant weakness in this overall market. Some great trades, folks. Yesterday I talked about NVGN. This was really the trade of the day yesterday. I did a small cap, as I told you guys yesterday, a small cap webinar last Friday, and during the webinar we all bought NVGN at $4.50. Yesterday the stock went to $5.30, so basically everyone paid for the webinar and then made an additional profit if you were in that small cap webinar. And again, I love it when I can give you guys a trade in the intraday on a webinar play, literally during my teachings of this only to webinar participants, and then they all made enough to pay for the webinar, which was $300, and then ultimately they all made another chunk. Some people made like $5,000, some people made $3,000 on this play, depending on how many shares they bought. But always fun when you can get that type of gain, especially during a webinar where you're learning how to find these type of things. It's pulling back today, but we're out of it, so who really cares? I mean, that's the beauty of it. So nice little move on NVGN. One of the other stock trades I gave out to members here in the Intraday Stock Chat yesterday, I gave them OPXA. I said this pattern right here is a sweet pattern, beautiful consolidation, And again, this is a bullish consolidation pattern with the moving averages holding steady here underneath. Look for an up move. Sure enough, OPXA, I alerted yesterday at $2.10, hit a high of 272 today, folks. We're talking about 20%, actually more than 20%, close to a 30% gain on this thing between the alert level and the high of the day today. I mean, that is awesome. The profits literally continue to swell. Okay, so the small caps right now are paying us handsomely, so we're going to keep trading them. That's the beauty of what we do here. Again, it's whatever's in motion. I don't care if it's a large cap. I don't care if it's a small cap. If it's tradable, if it's profitable, we'll play it on whatever side it tells us to do. And that's what we like to teach our members how to do as well, utilizing the PPT strategies. All right, couple other things to look at here. Let's take a look at some large caps. We just talked about Apple. Take a look at Google here. Google continues to consolidate underneath the moving averages. That is not a good chart on Google. It is a very bearish chart. As long as it doesn't close back above the 20, you could look at this as a bearish pattern, bear flag consolidation. Target would be the 50 MA to the downside. So be aware of that, guys. Absolutely has a bearish side to it on GOOG. Baidu today's bouncing a little bit, trading up slightly, still trying to hold on, but overall this is a bearish pattern as well. Below the 20 MA. I mean, it wouldn't be shortable on this one in my opinion because it's too low on the chart as opposed to everything else being high on the chart. But at the same time, my expectation is for another leg down on Baidu, taking you to about 75 to 77, at which point that could be a good little bounce area. And again, that's a pretty significant, I mean, that's well over 10% drop on this stock if it were to go there. Okay, what else do we have here on my radar? Amazon's getting a good bounce today. Very nice bounce on Amazon. Amazon, same thing, though. Look at this sharp down move inside bar pattern. Target would be these moving averages for another short. That's a very nice shorting opportunity right there on Amazon, in my opinion. Very, very nice. You also have a little bit of a connector right here above, which could be watched as well. And even you could even make a case you have a little bit of a connector here and another connector, which should be right in this area here. I'm just trying to connect these. Yeah, we should probably do it right to, actually, interestingly enough, connect this low, these two lows, and you almost get the high of the day here. But that's all right in this range. So my guess is Amazon trades up over the next couple days. Remember, we talked about the market probably floating up, hitting all-time highs on the S&P over the next few days. That'll take us right into this area on Amazon. And then I honestly think you could swing short it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So keep an eye on that one. I'll be giving, again, more swing trade alerts in the Research Center over the next few days as we prep for the next major move in the market. Let's just keep rocking and rolling. Plenty of trades out there. Again, plenty of profits to be had as we continue to spit out profits for our members. If you're not making money on this whipsaw in the markets, and it's been pure simple whipsaw, if you look at the intraday chart on the spiders here, let me flip back to that. I mean, this is exactly what it is. Look at these past few days. Since last week, up, down, up, down, up. It's basically been every other day. It's been a down day, then an up day, then a down day, then an up day. And for us, we've been making money. While everyone else holding long-term investments is just sitting there with nothing going on, we're making money. And that's the beauty of what we do, again, here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, couple other charts to look at here, folks. A couple small caps that I'm keeping a close eye on. One of my favorites that I did pick up a few shares on today, BVSN. You can see right there. You can see by the little, let me remove those so you can actually see it. But you can see right there, just in this lower range. I love these consolidation patterns as it tags the 50 MA right there. There's a little bit of a gap fill below, but overall, I picked up a little bit of share size here. Nothing crazy, just because it's a low. It doesn't trade a lot of shares, so you can't pick up a lot. But I did pick up just a little bit of that. And again, it could go as low as this gap fill, but anywhere in this lower range now, from the 50 down, is starting to look very, very attractive on this BVSN based on the retrace play here. And again, remember, this is a play I gave out to our members, and it ran from $8.50 all the way to $12. Now it's retraced back down, basically back to $8.90 to $9, where it starts to look very, very intriguing to me. So we'll see where this thing ends the day, but I'm a big fan of it on a swing trade basis. I'm holding my shares. If I'm going to sell my shares, I probably want to see it pop back above $10. That would probably be a target one for selling half, and then we'll see if it runs, a bunch more on a secondary target. But you got to like that chart overall. I love these retraces. That's how I found the NVGN as well, which I gave out to members as well. It's a retrace play on small caps, which is one of the keys that I teach in my small cap webinar about how to just profit immensely from small caps. All right. What else do we want to talk about? Chevron's up 75 cents. Not a bad move on Chevron. Chevron continues to trade near the highs of the day. Nice reversal candle yesterday, but it continues to trade up just a little bit more, so we'll keep an eye on that. On an intraday basis, you can see, again, much like the spiders, very little action, very light volume, but it is floating near the highs of the day on CVX. Let's see if there's anything else here I want to give a heads up on. JPM we talked about, Goldman we talked about. Yeah, I mean, for the most part, that's about it. Apple, interestingly enough, we talked about this possibly moving lower, right? Larger macro bearish. Look at that. Isn't it amazing how you can read charts and really tell what the next move is going to be? All right, we talked about, again, micro bull, but the macro pattern's bearish. If you don't recognize that, then obviously you got to learn it. I mean, this is the difference between making money or losing money. The amateurs are going to see this pattern and try to jump long. We're going to see this macro pattern and obviously avoid, and you can see the breakdown occurring in Apple right now. Very cool stuff right there. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to trading. Awesome stuff. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take the 7-day free trial, and let's continue to profit for life. Take care, folks.